The time is 6 p.m. The Pelican Rapids City Council meeting of November 25th, 2025 is called to order. I'd ask those in our council chambers, if you've not signed in, please sign the clipboard by the back door before you leave, and everyone please put their phones on vibrate. Roll call of members. Danielle?
Councilmember Steve Strand.
Here.
Councilmember Shelley Gumringer. Here. Councilmember Kurt Markgraf.
Here.
Councilmember Don Perrin. Here. And Mayor Brent Fraser.
Here. I want to welcome each and every one of you here in our council chambers, those joining us by Zoom this evening. Also remember our city council meetings are on the Pelican Rapids YouTube channel and also on channel 14 on Wednesday evening. Just a few announcements for the next couple weeks. Thursday, November 27th, it's Thanksgiving Day, and City Hall offices will be closed. Friday, November 28th, is the Lighted Horse Parade that evening, and also next City Council meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, December 9th, 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? Hearing none, if you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 2 is citizens' comments. I see no one in the audience for citizens' comments unless the council has something. Okay, moving on. Additions, deletions to the agenda. I have a few here, so get your pen handy. We're going to add item 9, another bullet point under EDA updates. Add the bullet point Planning Commission member. Under item number 9, another bullet point entitled Planning Commission member. Add item number 22, December 30th, 2025 City Council meeting discussion. Item number 22 is December 30th, 2025 City Council meeting discussion. And I have a couple deletions. Delete item number 5, Red Cross presentation. Delete item number 5, Red Cross presentation. And delete item number 15, leachate contract for waste management. Delete item number 15, leachate contract. Any other additions or deletions? Any other additions or deletions? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda with those additions and deletions?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion, discussion, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 4, approval of consent agenda, which I will read. Item 4A is approval of council minutes from October 28th, 2025, and there was 2 sets of that because one of those included a closed meeting. Item 4B is approval of accounts payable listing. 4C is cigarette license for 2026 for Larry Supermarket, Brittany Dockin, Orton's Pelican Rapids Holiday, Frank Orton, Park Region Co-op, Annalie Crump, Pelican Store, Luke Lorzell, Dollar General, DG Retail. Item 4D is recreational game license 2026, VFW Gilmore Week Post 5252, and also Pelican Rapids Pool Hall, Wendy Hoadley. Item 4E is business license 2026, Mobile Home Park, Z&Z Associates. Item 4F is plumber's registration 2026, Wrigley Mechanical, Blake Wrigley, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Jason Scrub, Pelican Plumbing, Marty Hanson. Item 4G is outdoor sales lot 2026, Sachs Motors and Recreation, Brad Sachs, and Giovanni Zavala Martinez and Alan Johnson. Item 4H is Pheasants Forever gaming permit for raffle on February 7th, 2026. Item 4I1 is utility report, 4I2 is library report, 4I3 is liquor store report, and 4I4 is police report, which was just handed out this evening. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Okay, we'll go down to item number 6, a liquor store change order. We have Griffith Peck on the Zoom call this evening. I think there's some other people there too, and there was a handout in your packet. Lance, do you want to address this before we bring those
Yeah,
gentlemen?
Griffin is not on, but Ben Holson will kind of explain what's going on. It's for the liquor store solar project, and I don't know, Ben, you can probably just explain briefly what's going on?
Yeah, yep. So the liquor store has got a unusual transformer setup. It's a 240 volt circuit, which we knew about, but it's 3-phase 240, which is a little bit unusual. And in this configuration, because of this configuration, the transformer, we're only allowed to do 50% of the transformer size from a solar configuration perspective. So the solar array has designed is just slightly too big. And so what we are proposing is that we drop the panel count down. I believe the panel count started at 103. We're proposing to drop it down to 93. I know Griffin has resubmitted all the change order details from a financial perspective. But it essentially has the same payout timetable. It's just, it drops the power output by about 10%. And so it's the easiest solution to deal with this problem.
Yeah, like you said, the payback is essentially the same. It's just basically 1 month more. The cost will go down by that $6,380, and then the 40-year payback is a little bit less, but it just seems like the best option at this time to, rather than messing with the transformer, is just to reduce it by 10 panels and move forward, so.
Yeah.
Comments from the council? Comments from the council? If not, is there a motion to approve the change order?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Motion carried. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You as well. Item number 7, chamber request. We have Chamber President Bob Kohler with us this evening. He made the trek here from Dunville away, and Bob, floor is yours.
Well, thank you. I'm here, like Mayor said, on behalf of the Chamber. Chamber is coming to the city to ask for a little bit of assistance. Since we moved out of the old historic City Hall, the Chamber's been struggling with a home-based kind of thing. So we're hoping that the city will allow us to utilize part of the space here at City Hall. Jordan Grossman has agreed that we could use her office kind of as a home base. In there, we would get a phone line installed in there. She would answer the phone then for the chamber if people happen to call. Right now, whenever someone calls for the chamber, it automatically just goes to a voicemail. So they never get a chance to talk to a person. And then sometimes it takes us a while to get back to them and things like that. So just to improve communication that way. And then also the chamber started dealing with some merchandise as another form of income, shirts like this and stuff. And we would have that merchandise in there. And then along with like our Pelican bucks that we sell. So then it would be like our office hours basically would be Jordan's office hours. So people could come if they wanted to buy Pelican bucks, and they could purchase during her office hours to purchase them and things like that. And same with the merchandise and things like that. Jordan, is Jordan on the Zoom?
Yep.
Got anything to add to that, Jordan?
I think Bob did a great job. This is one of the ways that we're trying to maximize collaboration at low cost to the city. So I'm available for any questions.
Council have any questions? How soon would this happen, Bob?
As soon as we can make it happen.
Okay,
The
okay.
merchandise has been coming in most of it I'll be here by tomorrow. And so we'd like to start getting some things set up.
Brian, you had a question?
So, I moved the chamber out of the old building.
Yep.
You're not gonna bring that much stuff into
No,
this building.
no.
I was concerned about that because there was a ton of stuff there, which we have. So,
Yeah, no. And the only thing we'd be bringing in is like the merchandise stuff
Okay.
to put on the shelves and things like that.
Is it all going in Jordan's office, or are there gonna some be displayed out in the foyer? Or-
We'll kind of see how we get it set up. I think it should all fit in her office. There's a stand that's about, 5 feet tall or so that has stickers on it. Really kind of some fun stuff. It's got a cartoon version of Pelican Pete, and pretty much anything there is to do in town. On these stickers, the Pelican is doing them. So you got the Pelican riding bike, the Pelican kayaking, the Pelican doing all kinds of things. So some really fun stickers. Stickers are a hot item now in the tourism area and stuff, so.
Danielle, Lance, do you have any comments or concerns?
You had mentioned some signage too or something. that's
Some
might be
signage,
needed.
talked to Lana Grefsrud about possible signage wise. I don't think there's really any need to put anything on the outside sign or anything like that, but maybe just if we could put like a window cling by the door or something, making aware that this is the chamber's office inside, kind of thing. And our goal would be to try this for a year. So that, and then after a year, revisit it, see if it's working. Ideally, the chamber would like to see probably within 3 years that we have another home somewhere with an office and maybe even some paid staff, more paid staff, so.
Okay. Council have any questions for Bob or Jordan?
You also mentioned using the city logo for some clothing and stuff.
Yeah, so like there's a stocking cap that we want to get and just putting the city logo on there like a leather patch thing on the stocking cap, or if we did on a shirt or something like that, you know.
Anyone else have any comments?
I guess I would just like to point out that, when we were talking about general budget stuff and how we have all those hidden costs that we spend on community things, that this is another way, and I don't mean this to sound negative, but this is another way that we are spending money indirectly on community things by paying CETA to work with the chamber. I guess, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I say.
So will we be paying CETA more for this?
No, it'll just be she'll be,
Answering the phone.
she'll be doing stuff for the chamber that she hasn't been doing in the past.
Would this include putting out any mailings or anything, or not?
No,
Okay.
that would still be done by the board and stuff.
Okay.
I guess we could monitor, how much of her time is actually being spent on. She could keep track of that pretty easy, I would assume. And if it became.
Yes.
If it became.
Yes, I can.
If it became a
When
problem.
Bob and I talked about this and the whole chamber board, I was very clear about, we've talked to the budget committee about what 3, 4, and 5 days could get. The goal was 5 to be able to support the chamber a little bit more. That's not an option next year, so this is a way to be able to be of assistance without it taking away time from my normal duties in Pelican. Hopefully.
Okay.
But I will monitor it.
And I think most of it would be, for people coming in with questions, some things like that. I've heard there's people that have been coming to City Hall asking where the chamber is, so just having, again, that home base, so that there's someone that they can talk to and ask a question about.
I know before, one of the things that we needed was weekends. That was the traffic. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so that wouldn't, that's not going to help that at all. So
That won't help that at all. That will come in in 3 years when we have our building or a spot again, so.
I kind of think they go together in a way. They promote the community and business, so I don't see a problem with it.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to grant the chamber's requests. Any discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Safe travels. Item number 8 is rental inspection. We have Greg Rested here this evening. Some concerns. Greg?
Yeah, very good of me coming here. Why am I here? Well, because I was competing with the worst place in the city. I called my renter. I got my letter from the chief stating I was in violation, I think, of Section 8, just about every 801 section. My renter had a Lake Woods property, and I think it was more of a Lake Woods dump. Brought everything onto my property. I had a disaster. Called my tenant and asked him what's going on here. He told me I had a car and I sold it. Well, he brought it over. He sold it, but the kids were stripping it across the alley. So I don't know, Lance, do you have my property this is what Clayton sent me. There was a car. I've got junk all over in the garage. Looks like a mattress there. Over in that trailer was a rotten freezer, 2-year food in it. My place is bad. Got on the first chance I got out of my truck and came out here to clean it up. Tried cleaning it up, and I got accused of stealing a broken lawnmower. So I gave my tenant a 30-day notice, which took 3 months to get him out. Came back here, and I got evicted from my own property for parking my motor home there. So it's just been an ordeal to try to get a tenant out. And I got your new ordinance for rental inspection. And I failed it with 16. I thought I spent a good month and a half, 2 weeks at the Terrence Park because I had to wait for my tenant to leave. And so I was in 16 violations. Ordinance states that the window has to stay open, close, no cracks, and it let this slide. The major issue was have an exit for every, you have a fire, you better have a window that opens and closes and you can get out of it. I don't think I sent anything there, but you see this is the window here. The actual brand new window. You know, I called Western, they're probably the most expensive window replacement in the area. It was $3,000 a window in my house, so it cost me probably close to $500-600 to get one window. What it looks like now. I guess, I think the chief's idea here is that no one wants to take care of your stuff better than yourself. And if I got a tenant in there, I can't get in to clean it up. And I did this in, a month. I did a pretty good job of cleaning it up, and I thought it was rentable. I have a couple inside pictures of my place, but 16 violations with these new laws. If I would have had a tenant in there, I'd never been able to get them out. It's winter time, I would have had to wait till spring to get them out, and I would have had, I guess with the violations now, it's a $500 fine, and it's $10 a week or something like that. I'm not against any of it. I did not like seeing it. I was embarrassed to see my place like that. And I'm not against any of these regulations, I think, but I do believe that, the law is a law and an ordinance is an ordinance. And I can't change them unless I do something, come in here and see if maybe you can change the ordinance. And I think what I'm looking for is that everybody gets on the same page. Landlords are stuck. We can't do anything. We can't get our tenants out. We can't even clean our property up. And so I'd like to get, I believe this is Quainton's idea to get all these, more of a survey than an inspection now. They said the inspector goes into pretty detailed issues here. I'd like to see the ordinance, maybe committee, get the inspector on there so everybody can get on the same page. I can't clean anything up, I can't get him out because of, they're tight deals, the window has to open, gutters in the winter, a lot of this stuff, I think what I'm looking for is a tier. The ordinance states 90 days at the very most, and you gotta have all this stuff fixed. And I think if there's a hazard, immediately, if you don't have a fire, your smoke alarms and stuff, or in my case, I have other property, I got a big old hole that a kid could fall in or something, that needs to be fixed immediately. Don't mess around with it. Within 30 days, probably immediately, within a week. Some of this stuff, maybe the 60, 90 days, but I'm just, now that I don't have a tenant, it's not really an issue to me. I don't know how many of your houses would actually pass this rental inspection anymore. And I would just get on the same page and have some patience. Quaintance was really good. He knew what I had to go through to get my tenant out. And as long as I kept him in the loop and he saw progress, he was good with it. And I guess that's what I'm asking you guys to do. Have some patience with us landlords, get on the same page, and give me time to fix it. I can't paint right now. That was one of mine. Siding, I'm trying to do siding, but there's no way I'm gonna do it. I'm at it now. I believe that most of the other places, same way. The other rentals. And I'd sure hate to see the housing shortage now. Where are all these people gonna go and what's gonna happen? I just appreciate it.
We can't make any changes here tonight.
No,
This would have to go to the ordinance committee to look at it
Right, that's what I'm suggesting, is that maybe you have the ordinance committee get together with the inspector and the chief and see if you can't do some kind of a tier and give some time to fix it. I can't do anything now, and I won't be able to in the spring. Times and a lot of money lost.
City staff, have we?
I'm here because I love the city, you know, that I worked at the plant and there's good people. I don't know how, when I call up and ask for Tracy, I ask, you know, see who was calling. Well, this is Greg, your headache, you know. She's done so good with me. Acquaintance has been good. I ask everybody in the whole city is great people, and I love to be here. And I'm planning on coming back when I retired. Problem is, I retired last year, so I have no excuse anymore. But I just really appreciate you guys listening to me and see what you guys can do.
Okay, thanks, Greg.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great evening. Item number 9 is EDA updates, and we have Economic Development Director Grossman online, and she has several bullet points, and I think she would like these, she's going to speak to these, and then we'll make one motion to approve. Jordan? Yes. Doesn't look like any here, Jordan.
47 is top of the.
Okay. Next bullet point, Jordan.
Having involvement. Interested in purchasing one of
Any other comments? None here, Jordan.
usually
We would probably advertise that as an
Forum.
meeting forum, yeah.
This will be the January meeting. As well.
Well, I'll be there.
Any other comments for Jordan on that? Hearing none, Jordan. None here.
Broker, commercial, this is something we talked about, 2 months ago at EDA, the last council
None here, Jordan.
Holiday gifts.
Any questions? Okay, no questions.
This is my addition.
Correct.
John McMillan as a planning commission. Randy Hansen, who is southeast town on First Street. Planning commission.
No questions, Jordan. Now we're looking for a motion to accept these bullet points that Jordan presented. The motion, is there a second? Second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Same. Motion carried. Thank you, Jordan.
Just to clear up some confusion. CETA is advertising for positions in Pelican Rapids. Can you just clarify what that is?
If I had put that up. Some stuff.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. Have a great evening. Item number 10. Street and Parks Report, Brian.
You have yes, perfect. All right, we'll start in the streets very little. It's that time of the year. Sweeping obviously wrapped up finally. We went a long time, got lots of leaves picked up. Now it's time to move snow a bit. Let's start that. Did some today, start it right away again tomorrow morning. All the decorations, including the 16 new Pelicans. Noticed that the banners are on poles. They look all right. Hydrant winterization has all been completed, thankfully. Also got all the benches, bike racks, and garbage cans picked up for the season.
What job was that?
It was a little bit to unscrew them all, but then also try to write down or take a picture of where they were so we remember next year where they all go. Because they are all mounted, except for the garbage can. All the rest of them are screwed in, so. Quite interesting, yes. So, parks end of it, not much going on. We did get the skating rink set up. We'll start flooding that. That says, outside of them having to take down the water slide and repaint the water slide at some point, this winter or spring, hopefully this winter. We'd like to put some signage on the building. So this one is on the south side, so highway side, and that's 8-inch letters on there. The north side, it has 12-inch letters on it. That is 12-inch letters on the side. So to do the 12-inch letters, well, to do 8-inch on one side and 12 on the other would be, it's $4,000, let's say. To do the 12-inch on both sides would be about $4,500. Not that big a difference, just get a bigger letter, wider. That, and the pool still has money to cover the cost, not an additional. Yeah. I am looking for a motion for, yes. If you want to pick a color, or if you like the blue color. The only other color I think would be black. Pretty nice there, I think.
Second.
Jeff Sconsing. So that one's pretty straightforward. The recommendation is to continue. The only difference is, I believe, he was charging, did we decide he was charging $150 an hour? Now it'll be $175? Anyway, the proposal is for $175 an hour. So that would be the recommendation on that one. And then we received 3 for the attorney services for the civil side. So our current Reckelberg put in a proposal. We had one from Flaherty and Hood, and then we had one from Kennedy and Graven. And the discussion in our committee, back and forth, there was pros and cons with each one. We did land on Kennedy and Graven as a recommendation. I'm not gonna reach out. And one of the biggest pros on that one is that firm is basically 95% of their services are municipal, it's municipal law. They've got over 70 cities that they represent, so they've got just a vast knowledge and experience to provide. That was kind of one of the downfalls with Lindsay is, I mean, she did a fine job, but this is their only experiences with the city of Pelican. So it's just been a few years. Here they've got a very large employee, lots of lawyers that could serve us with lots of experience, specifically in municipal law. And then another thing that we discussed, you know, some of the issues we've had with just the local one is there's some conflict of interest. Where we have to find other counsel because there's conflict there. In a small town, they're the only firm in town, so we just kind of feel that could keep being a problem. With this, that all but eliminates that, really. So those are the things we looked at. It is a little bit more expensive. 205. The base is kind of 205 an hour. And another downfall is they are out of the cities. I mean, they're headquartered out of the cities, but we talked about that. It is kind of nice to be able to just stop down and talk to Lindsay some, but 90% of the time we're just emailing anyway. And she certainly has been at council meetings, but it's not all that often. We've got Zoom, we've got the technology, so that's not a huge deal. But there's pros and cons to both, but the committee is recommending Kennedy and Graven moving forward. And that would start January 1.
Who's the committee you talk about?
So in the RFP, it referenced the evaluation committee. So that was, we decided it was Kurt and Shelley and Todd and Danielle and I were the committee.
It was chosen here at a council meeting. That
Council have any questions? Kurt, Shelley, have anything to respond upon?
Yeah, I know. I think those are good choices.
Yeah, just that Kennedy and Graven's depth alone is amazing. And the sheer number of cities they represent, and many are our size or way larger. A lot of experience to fall on there.
So we're looking for a motion to hire Kennedy and Graven as our city lawyer firm.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Discussion? 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 Oh, I have a question. This would start at the beginning of the year?
January 1, correct.
Okay, for a one-year contract? Or what?
I'll reach out to them and see what they, I mean, we don't have a technical contract with
Okay,
Kirkwood right now.
okay.
It's kind of approved each year, so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they want an agreement. If they
Okay.
do, we'd get one by the next council
Okay.
meeting, but.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 14.
A separate motion then for the prosecuting attorney?
Oh, do you want, okay, yes.
I'll make a motion for the prosecuting attorney.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion second, discussion, discussion, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you, committee. Item number 14, Houston Engineering's invoice, which was in the packet. Lance?
Yeah, this is the same as the other ones that we've had in the past here. It's for that Rock Rapids project, Houston Engineering. They're planning and things for it. This will get reimbursed by the DNR. We did have the pre-construction meeting. They could possibly start here next week, depending on the weather, so I don't know if this snow is gonna hold them back or not, but once they get going, they say it's only gonna take maybe a week or two to complete, so it's not.
We looked at starting Monday, wasn't it? This
Yeah,
coming Monday.
That's what their tentative plan was. It didn't sound real reassuring that it would happen, but within the next few weeks, sounds like they'll start that project, so.
I make a motion to approve the invoice from Houston.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We're skipping number 15, going on to item number 16, 2026 sewer budget. Danielle?
Yep. Yes, we are. Are we talking about sewer first?
That's what the agenda says, so
Whoa.
unless you wanna go water, it doesn't matter.
You can go whichever way you want.
I can do it. So we will start with
Do you
expenses.
want this, or
No,
I'll just do it?
you'll just do.
Hurry before the lights go out.
Yes, right. So we'll start with expenses. Lance will be my assistant. And we have, so what I highlighted or what's red is everything that was new for this year. And then PS stands for People Service. So we met with People Service, and last year we did the Second Avenue lift station. Yep. And this year they would like to redo the industrial lift station, and that's about $40,000, so that's worked into the budget. The People Service contract did increase 3.7% for next year, so that's built into this budget also. We will probably forever have PFAS testing, but we have a grant now that's covering that, plus that's not so much money. We also, when talking to People Service, they would like to drain, clean, and inspect clarifier number 3, and they figured that would be about $3,500. And then blower maintenance of about $15,000, and then clean out the digesters and cleaning out the digesters would be about $25,000, and the repairs, they're guesstimating about $5,000, so we built about $30,000 into the budget. And then when we go to the wastewater capital, I didn't change that note, but we can change the number, right? No?
Okay.
I thought we changed it when we were together. Well,
Actually, let me do this. I bet it's changed on this one. Yep,
okay.
sorry.
So we changed, still nothing. So they had wanted to do some lab upgrades down at the wastewater plant, and they were gonna cost about $20,000 for sink and cabinets and everything, and we, after talking about it, decided that that was one area that some cuts could be made, and we cut it down to, what was it, 8 in the end?
Should be 8.
Yeah, and I didn't update the note, but, and then to reseal clarifier number 1 for $22,000.
So this should actually be 30.
Look at us, just saving money right on the go. And then talking with people service, I'm just kind of jumping around everywhere. We have the, sludge R&M service, which is $60,000. This year it was $56,000. As of right now, it looks like we spent $0. That's actually the sludge hauling. We did spend about 32 or 34,000. We just got the bill, but after talking with people service, that fluctuates so much. So we are going to leave it where it is right now. The phosphorus operating supplies, that's at 150,000 for 2025. I had it at 160, but we lowered it 10,000, and maybe next year we'll be able to lower it some more because they found a new supplier, so that's good
We
news.
should be using less ferric, and they found a new supplier that is a little less expensive. So that combination, hopefully we can keep reducing that number.
I think this one should have because mine doesn't, the lagoon fence somewhere in it still, 2, right?
Should be included in this, shouldn't it?
Was it repair? I don't know. It was somewhere. The lagoon fence needs to be repaired for $12,000. Not so easy when we're working with. Okay. So I think that's the majority of the bigger changes that were made. I'm just kind of trying to go over things that I see. If we scroll back up, I didn't really cover the, everything on the side there where it says debt service. Those are all of our debt payments for any of the bonds and stuff that we have out there. So those are all actual payments that'll have to be made in 2026. The one right up above that, the repair and maintenance service in the administrative part for that $20,000, that's what it costs us to, the leachate cost for, what's his face?
Source one. Or
Yep, source one, to manage it or whatever he calls it. So when we put everything in, we're almost to the almost, we'll say 2. We're at 2 million, almost. So then, should we go to the other one?
The rate analysis?
Yeah. this one is where we put in all the fancy numbers to figure out where our rates are gonna come in at. And, just to see where we'd come in at, I left everything the way we had predicted it should be last year. So I left the base rate, the same. And last year, we had predicted going from 585 up to 685 for the flow rate. Left that all the same. Here, under step 2, you can see is how many gallons we produce a month for residential. And if you scroll down, you can see commercial. And if you scroll down, you can see industrial. And then over to the side, it shows us how many, and up, it shows us how many different accounts we have in each one under step 3. And then I think we can go to the next one. So this is our budget here, and then I take what the actual debt service payments are, and then I just build in a 3% increase on the operating expenses over the year, and guesstimate that that's where the budgets are gonna come in at. And then, if you wanna scroll over, we don't do anything with 5 or 6. But here, we started 2025 with 54,000. With one of our PFA loans, we have to put, for so much that we pump through the wastewater treatment plant, we have to put so much money aside. And so every year, we have to put that money aside for capital expenses that only PFA can approve. And as of right at the beginning of 2025, that amount should have been $640,000. Obviously, we didn't have that amount. And then we'd like to keep 100,000 on hand at that time. So we're trying to eventually build up to that dollar amount. So next. So here's our pretty little graphs. So if we go with the base rate staying the same at $17, and the West Central Turkeys pays $88,000 for the industrial rate a month, leaving those two the same and increasing the flow rate $1 from $5.85 per thousand to $6.85, you'll see here in the dark blue that we will start to increase and get closer to where we want to be. So that's what I recommended to the budget committee, and that's what we discussed. So when so if you, do you want to go back to the sewer budget and scroll up to the top? So when I plugged in what those numbers would be here, we will gain about 140 some thousand, about 130 some thousand to put, so we'll start gaining towards where we're supposed to be and have that 600 and some thousand on hand like we're supposed to, if that makes sense. Questions?
Councilwoman Gumringer and I served on this committee with Lance and Danielle, and we went over this pretty thorough, and none of it was a surprise because we talked about this last year, what it would look like this year. Shelley, do you have anything to add?
No.
Lance, do you have that rate study chart?
Yeah, we can, should we go through the water first and then?
Do you want a separate motion on this, or you want them both?
We can do them both together.
Okay,
That's
okay.
fine.
Any more questions on the sewer budget? before we move on to the water? Okay, we'll move on.
Okay, so this one, again, I'll start with the expenses. This one, everything that ends with in the 600s, again, is debt service. Water debt service really increased this year because of the 94, the project 94, or 91, sorry. People service increase is built into the water too. This year, this next upcoming year, people service would like to test the water plant filter media. They figure that that'll be about $1,000. It sounds like they will just take a core sample and send that off to see the lifespan, basically, of the media. And then the DWISMA, it's time to update the DWISMA, and that's about $15,000. And if you want more information on that, he's the one to ask about that.
It's been 10 years since the wellhead protection plan was basically created, so we have to do an update and a management plan, part 2. So we'll work with Minnesota Rural Water on that, and they recommend hiring a consultant, which will more than likely be Apex Engineering. They've done several. So it'll be no more than $15,000 to do that, but we need to do that in 2026, so.
I will point out line 42 is, this year was 7,500, and next year it's increasing from 11,900. That is a dollar amount that we have to collect from every service connection in the city and pay to the state. And it was like $9 and change for every connection, and now they're increasing it to $15 and change. So when we go to the rate increase, that's the rate increase that I'm suggesting for the year. But let me see. People service would like to clean the interior of the water tower this year. That's $4,000. So this year, we have to, it's looking like inspect well number 7, which will be about $30,000. Hopefully that's it. But every year we do put in hopefully $20,000 aside. So far we've been spending all of that money every year so far. And then we would like to start putting $20,000 aside towards water tower repair, maintenance in the future is the plan. So that's built into that number. Pretty much I think everything else is normal. The capital outlay this year, the only thing we have in it is meter replacement for the most part. And then if you want to scroll all the way down, you can see that I'll just point out that expenses are exceeding the revenue. So if we go to the rate sheet, this one I left the same as what we had gone with for last year also. You can see the base rate is $17. So our base rate is $17. That 81 cents is the money that we have to give to the states. But since it's increasing this year, it has to go to $1.27. So that's the increase you're seeing. So going from 1781 to 1827, that's the only increase I'm suggesting for the year. The flow rate will stay at 450 for everything. Everything else is the same. The gallons are the same as the sewer. The accounts are the same. Next one, I figure out the budget the same way, 3% increase and then actual. This one, I keep a minimum of 50,000 in it, but as you can see that water, we have a substantial reserve. And so that's why, when I went to the budget committee, we talked about it and we thought, well, this year we can probably, why don't you go to the next one? You can see that the dark blue line, you can see that if we leave the rate, if we leave everything alone, we are going to go into reserves this year, but we are going to flatten out and start going up again. So we thought, since we have money in reserves, why not dip into it a little bit and keep costs the same.
So here's the rate chart that he was talking about. So this is just kind of some comparable communities in Minnesota. There's about, 30 of them here. In 25, we're ranking right in that number 13 range. So this is for 2025. This is all an average utility bill, which is based on 6,000 gallons of usage. So that's where we're sitting there. This is a little bit skewed. For some reason, when I did this survey, they included some storm sewer costs in there. So this number actually should be 96 something, but not that it really matters. It wouldn't change our place really. So in 26, it would increase to $103.37 for an average utility bill with $6,000 gallons of use. So it doesn't really change our position much. We're still kind of in the middle of the pack. So like we said, on the water side, we were able to keep things stable just because there's a little bit of a reserve there. Sewer side is a little more, well, a lot more expensive and just more moving parts, more equipment, just more expensive. So the previous years here, we've been increasing roughly in that 9-10% just because of a lot to do with this project to help offset the costs there. But this would be a roughly 6% increase in rates. So a little bit better, but I mean, things just get more and more expensive. So trying to keep them as low as possible, but we're still kind of in the middle of the pack, so it's an all right place to be.
Shelley, you have anything to add?
No.
So we're going from here then to item number 18, the resolution, correct?
Yeah, if there's no questions, yep.
Are there any questions before we move on? Any questions? Okay, then we'll go on to item number 18, water sewer rate resolution number 2025-24. Anything more you want to say there, Danielle?
No, I mean, I pass this resolution every year and it just lists out all the water and sewer related charges. For one, it makes it easy to find everything. Another, it kind of covers a PFA requirement to have a resolution deviating from a resolution that we passed on their behalf a year or two ago. So
That resolution captures all the increases you just talked about.
Yep. The water rate one is a monthly charge of $1.70 or $1.27 per month is collected for the Minnesota Department of Health. That's the first sentence under water rates. And then sewer rates, residential and commercial are billed based on a rate of $17 plus the $6.85, which is an increase from $5.85. And then the industrial is increasing up to $6.85 also.
Council have any questions regarding this resolution? If not, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
Make a motion to approve or adopt Resolution 2025-24.
Second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you, Danielle and Lance. Let's go down to item number 22, December 30th, 2025, City Council meeting discussion. Danielle?
Yeah, so, I don't think we've discussed this yet. I couldn't find where we've discussed this yet, but it snuck up on me. So December 30th would be when our normal last council meeting of the year is, and generally we skip it. I do the same thing that I've done when we've passed before. I would pay bills just so we don't get behind on everything, but I do send out a list of the bills to you. If there's anything you don't want me to pay, let me know, and we can discuss it at the next meeting.
And that's what you did when we didn't have that November 11th meeting. Yeah.
But if you would rather have a meeting, we could change the date also. It's kind of up to you.
You have not seen anything negative not having that meeting?
No?
Okay. What's the council's wishes?
I move no meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, no meeting. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 19, Administrator Report.
Since the last meeting, attended an ordinance committee meeting, safety committee meeting, and a department head meeting. Attended the final 59-108 construction meeting. The mayor and I attended the local officials funding summit in Otter Tail put on by Jordan Rasmussen. Reviewed the attorney services proposals and attended the evaluation committee meeting. Attended an EDA meeting. Went to Lakes Country Service Cooperative for a luncheon discussing budget preparation with other cities. Danielle and I met with Greg and Jacob of People Service about the water and sewer budgets. Attended a budget committee meeting. Jordan and I met with the new Lake Region Electric CEO, Joel Janarski. Met with Aaron Meyer of Minnesota Rural Water about the wellhead protection plan. Attended the MCMA regional member meeting. Met with Joel from Birchwood regarding some possible annexation of property. Met with Roger Shaleski regarding some rental properties. Attended supervisor training conducted by the village. Met with West Central Initiative and Holson Solar about the liquor store solar project. And attended the Rock Rapids project pre-construction meeting. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. Item number 20, Mayor Report. Now remember, this is in the past month, so bear with me. If I can read my writing. I attended the last Complete Streets Project staff meeting, which was on the 30th of October. There's still a few punch items to be done, and they'll be back next spring to probably complete them, as also do the tree planting next spring. Produced 4 Complete Streets videos with Jordan. Attended 2 city ordinance meetings. Conducted 2 conversations with the mayor, sessions at library. As Lance said, I attended with him that Senator Rasmussen securing state and federal funding seminar at Thumper Pond. Jordan Grossman and I met with the Maplewood State Park regarding their plans for promoting the park for this up and coming year, how we could do that as a team, Pelican Rapids and Maplewood State Park. Attended one solar panel meeting, attended a pre-construction meeting for the Arch Rapids, attended one EDA meeting here at City Hall. Where am I? Okay, then the water and sewer budget meetings, we had one of them here recently on the 21st of November, which we just approved here this evening. Met yesterday with Administrator Royson to plan the agenda for this evening's meeting, and then attended the groundbreaking ceremony yesterday for Pelican Valley Senior Living. Any questions?
Thank you.
Seeing no other business, there a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Meeting adjourned.
I made it through the whole thing without sneezing once.
Oh,
I probably
yeah,
sneezed.
a lot.
I bet I sneezed 400 times today. It wasn't easy. I had eyes watering one time.